Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Early Late Nights, the show where our host finally spends some time each week talking about games other than Overwatch, even though he's going to spend time talking about Overwatch, I bet. Please welcome your host, Ciaran Marchant. Thank you very much. What's going on, everybody? What is going on? It's Tuesday. Is that Tuesday? Feels like it should already be Friday, but whatever. It's Tuesday. What's going on? I hope you've had a good start to your week. It's been a long, busy week, but as with all things, we're getting closer to that time of the year where there's games abundant around and we're just stretching everywhere, just trying to reach everywhere, trying to grab every game and play every game to fruition when we just don't have enough time. This is, as the beautiful announcer said, Early Late Nights, the Explosion Network works. I gotta talk better. I don't talk. Let's not go into that. The Explosion Network's Australian gaming and esports news show right here on our Twitch channel at 6:30 p.m. every Tuesday and Friday. If you can't catch us then, that's fine. Join us on our YouTube channel and all good podcasting services at 7 p.m. the following day. That's a Wednesday and a Saturday, where, catch up on the news. See what I did this week. See what shenanigans, see what mistakes I made. EVO, the fighting tournament event, happened over the weekend. It all wrapped up. And there were some great news stories coming out of it. The Smash finally were able to, the Super Smash Bros. Melee, I think they play, managed to finally crown a brand new champion. There was some complaints about Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Just Bayonetta. Was Brawl or was it just Super Smash? Or was it just Smash? I don't know. Whichever the one was on the Wii U that's probably coming to the Switch, because it's probably a port. There's a lot of Bayonetta problems with her being able to combo chain much better than any other character. But each and all of the events had a fantastic run. There were some really good sights to see. So if you're a fan of the fighting genre, or you want to learn a bit more about any of the fighting games, including Tekken 7, Dragon Ball Z Fighter, or Dragon Ball Fighter Z, because it's the other way around, as well as all of the, your favorite fighting games. Go check them out there, because it's a fantastic event. You should definitely support it. It's been a news story come out across the weekend that colleges, or as we call them here in Australia, and universities in America, have begun giving out scholarships for esports and gaming-related activities. This has started at some of the smaller colleges, because we already know that in many of the colleges or the universities, they have a very big culture around football, around sports. People get full rides to their universities based on their athletic ability. So now we're seeing this with esports, with the smaller colleges now putting tryouts on for Overwatch, Hearthstone, and I think the third one was League of Legends. I think was what I read earlier. Which I think is a fantastic step. It's another step towards making esports legitimate in the scene of normal society, away from pop culture, away from gaming. It's moving to a better place there, as it is in America generally. It's doing a fantastic job. There are school programs going on with esports. There is a whole range of activities that up-and-coming esports talents can get into to get involved and really grow their future in the market. So good job with them. Congratulations to everybody who's involved with it. It's a fantastic event, and it's a fantastic movement to be a part of. So I really hope Australia takes notice of this. We are so far behind, but hopefully we can keep moving. And then finally, another interesting move. If you're worried about AI, then yeah, continue to be worried. Dota 2 continued its experiments, pitting 3 former pro players, a current pro player, and a commentator / caster in a match against 5 AI, 5 bots. And the players lost 2-1. Players lost. They managed to win a game, which is, there's hope for humanity there. But as a whole, humanity is doomed. Get over it, everybody. humanity, we're screwed. On tonight's show, I'm going to be talking through the hype about Fallout 76, as well as some recent news about the beta coming out. We'll be going over the Overwatch Summer Games 2018 announcement. I will be talking about some problems happening in GTA Online, thanks to some data miners that have been found. And also, as the tidbit of the show, Zelda has reappeared as Breath of the Wild finally gets its place in the Zelda Timeline, what this means, and why Nintendo went for the worst cop-out answer possible. This is all coming up, but stay tuned for more of that later. Right now, I'm going to be talking about Fallout 76. What a fantastic... let's go. I'm looking forward to this game. I'm just getting it out there now. Ever since this was announced at E3 in the Bethesda conference, before it got leaked, this has been fantastic. It's been so well put together. Bethesda, you are bloody fantastic. You just need to make sure, you just do it. I love you, Bethesda. You're so great. But what does it mean? Where are we coming from? And I'm talking about hype, and I have a lot of hope for this game. There's a lot of parts of this game that really demonstrate what Bethesda can do. They've learned a lot of lessons from the Elder Scrolls Online, which when it first came out was a subpar MMO, but now has a fantastic community, has regular updates and expansions, has a very strong player base, and I think that's really fantastic, especially in a market where the MMO world is dominated by World of Warcraft. New MMOs come out, they kind of linger for a little bit, and they die off. And so this has been a really good learning experience with the Elder Scrolls Online. Now, this game's coming, and this game is not a full MMO. It's not an MMO by far, but it is a very heavily survival online RPG, with you having multiplayer elements, with your friends coming into the same server or the same world, much like if you are playing Ark or Rust, where your world, and they put different players in that world with you to interact. It's not going to be I'm interested to see how they put it together. If it's going to be just instant based, this is what you get loaded into. If it's going to be your characters on a set server for the entire time. We'll see. And we're going to see that in the coming beta in October, because Bethesda came out today or yesterday and have said that the beta is actually going to be the full game, and all progress is going to carry on over to its release on November 14th. So that means in the beta, you're not going to be sectioned off. You're not going to be stuck in a section. It's going to be the full game, full release for the beta. So make sure you get involved with that and check it out, so you do know exactly where you're going to lie with Fallout 76. I think it's always good to be involved with betas, to help support Bethesda, to help support the creators, and show them what we want at this game, is to show what we're enjoying, what we're not liking. This might affect how the game's journey and path of progression through its lifetime is, thanks to the data they collect during the beta. But what we've got is this amazing game that has a massive ceiling, and then it also has a massive drop underneath it. It could be really bad. And I really hope that Bethesda has taken the time to work on this and really develop it. I don't want to see the No Man's Sky happen again, because Bethesda aren't making massive promises, but this game has a lot of hype and a lot of hope, from people like me around it. So to see its development, to see where that's coming from, has me a bit worried in many ways. Has me wondering what could be done, what could go wrong. And I really hope that we see more and more of this game as the beta approaches, as well as the full release of the game. If the beta is the full game, then we're going to see everything. We're going to see as much as possible from anybody running the gauntlet of Fallout 76. The lore of the game is fantastic. The world that it's been set in, the build-up for this, Bethesda does this so well. And we have so much for them to think about it. For me, it's a question of, where do I get this game? Do I buy this on PC? Do I buy this on PlayStation? Where do I get this game? And for me, this looks like a game I heavily want to play on PC, because of the modding of the game, because of the server support for the game. Games like Ark and games like Rust seem to function so much better on PC because of the PC capabilities around it and the support that they can apply quickly. But I'm still on the fence. I'm still super on the fence for this one, but I'm excited to see exactly where we're going with it, because Bethesda did a fantastic job at the conference. They did a fantastic job selling us this game and bring this game to life, that I think it's going to be great. And I hope they keep looking at places for inspiration. They continue to look at the amazing growth of World of Warcraft. They look at Ark. They look at Rust. Each of these games started off very different from their current aspect. World of Warcraft not so much, but World of Warcraft is a great example of how to change and impact your world based on player and character choices. They have a fantastic way of getting people involved. I just don't want the world to be static. I want the world to be changed based on different events and timings and missions, because I think that's a fantastic thing for it to be. And I'm excited to see that change. Hey Ghost the Fox, how are you? But please, be excited for Fallout 76. Tweet at me at your boy Ringo on Twitter. Let me know what you think of the game. What you think of how it looks, if you're going to join in the beta, what you want, what you're going to be playing it on. Hopefully that makes my decision much easier. If it's you, Dylan, I'm going to stay away from you in the PS4. Anywho, moving right along, Overwatch, once again, it's that time of year. It is Summer Games 2018 is on the horizon. August 9th, that is 2 days away. The Summer Games event will be starting. We will be getting Lucio Ball back. We will be getting a whole range of skins, as well as all the participating summer events, the same as last year. Now, I really enjoyed Summer Games last year. I'm excited to look at it again this year. I'm a little bit worried. So they've already, Blizzard have already began showing the latest skins and the latest characters that are getting, not latest characters, latest skins that are going to be a part of the Summer Games. We've already seen 4 legendary skins, and 2 of them worry me quite a lot. 2 of them I love, 2 of them I'm really worried about. There's a Gridiron Reinhardt and a Catcher Winston that both look kind of terrible. Gridiron Reinhardt looks like a NFL footballer, where Catcher Reinhardt looks like a Catcher Winston looks like a baseball catcher, of course. But the Winston one should not be a legendary. I thought it was going to be an epic. I'm disappointed to hear it's a legendary. The skin doesn't look like it's had that much work done on it. It looks kind of bland. Looks a lot like everything Winston's just had, just with a baseball spin on it. The Gridiron one, not so bad. I like some of the changes. It's just, it looks a bit goofy. It looks a tad goofy. Like, not even, I'm used to goofy, like I'm used to, but I like the touches of, you know, like Summer Games last year. Junkrat had a cricket set. That's fucking cool as shit. That's awesome. But why would Reinhardt be an NFL player? Because he's German. Okay. It's fine. It's just something for me to whinge about and bitch about, I guess. And when looking at the game in general, it looks like it's going to be fantastic. So yeah, it's running from August 9th to the 30th. Lucio Ball will be coming back with a new Lucio Ball map set in Korea. I'm a bit worried about the Diva skin. Not worried about the Diva skin, but I have a problem. Mr. Jeff Kaplan, the man himself, the bringer of the Overwatch. Wave Rider Diva. It's the new skin. It's supposed to look like a jet ski. Diva pops out of it. She's like in like the jet ski kind of clothes. She's got the swords. But she is supposed to walk around the battlefield when she gets ejected without shoes on. No shoes. No shoes at all. She's going to get flicked out of the mech. She's going to land on the floor. She's going to step on a piece of freaking junk or something. She's going to step on a shrapnel piece from bloody Roadhog. The poor girl. Do something. Give her a pair of shoes. Give her a pair of flippy flops. Do something. Poor woman is not going to get through it all. They're not going to be able to survive. But it's fine. And what I love about the Summer Games was the skins we got last year or in the year before with Grillmaster Soldier 76 or the Soldier 76 skin that made him a proper dad. We had the McCree skin of him as a lifeguard, and I want more in those veins. I like those skins where they're more everyday and kind of natural. I like the look of the guns. Both guns on both skins look like Nerf guns. I think more of that, not and less of this cheesy sport shit. I'm looking forward to see the rest of the skins, but they did nail Anna. Anna's grandma skin is so good. She's wearing a floppy sun hat. It fits the character and how players talk about her so much. So it's fantastic. Overwatch, be looking for Hammond to join the competitive scene as of tonight's update, as well as maybe the support patch. I don't think so, though. But maybe the support changes are going to be ahead. We'll talk about more when they drop and how they're going to impact the game and the game's meta, because that's where we're up to in this life. Moving on to the third story of the show, GTA Online. We've talked about this recently with its nightclub with the nightclub event. It looks like it's going to be very involved. It's dropped already. A lot of people are finding the clubs and everything a little lackluster. The fact that the businesses can only be accessed during public sessions can be a bit of a problem, like as we found with the others on GTA Online. But there's a lot of hope. And what GTA has done really well, and what Rockstar does really well with the updates for GTA, is they do a big patch and then they drip feed everything else. They drip feed the rest of the patch. They drip feed new items, maybe a couple new missions, and new vehicles, new weapons. They go through and they drip it through. And so the party bus is now out. There was a blimp release, but the community generally finds these from actually digging deep and actually going data mining, it's called. So lots of it will be found lots of it is found early through the data mining, through finding different bits and pieces of information from the game and then going through and picking that out and showing the images. And that's what's happened recently with a couple major farmers in the GTA Online mining community have dug up a couple new images from up-and-coming vehicles from the game. And one of the vehicles themselves have caused quite a bit of controversy. So GTA Online already has the Oppressor, which is a rocket-powered bike that you can fly across the sky, you can bunny hop it. It only flies for a short time. But the Oppressor Mark II has been unveiled through the data mining to show that this is more of a jet-like bike. It's got a massive jet engine on it. It has better weapons, better rockets. It has defense systems on it, apparently, according to the ad. And so people have managed to, in GTA Online on the PC, managed to extract the vehicle and put it into private servers. And GTA as a community is very worried. And I guess part of it, yep, they've got some right to be worried. The Oppressor originally, or whenever they've released new vehicles, GTA Online has been a bit worried when they're weaponizing them, when these vehicles are containing, machine guns and rocket launchers, because A, it's a bit outlandish. B, they're finding that griefers in the public servers are using these equipment to cause more, to troll more, to destroy people mid-mission, to destroy their supplies, to affect other people's gameplay. And it's very interesting that the GTA Online community is very upset about this. They think that Rockstar isn't listening to them because they keep putting them in. And it makes a few comparisons for me, because I find it really interesting. I've played World of Warcraft on and off since it was released. And one of the very normal and basic steps of World of Warcraft is the fact that I have PvP and PvE servers. So servers that are just made for players fighting with the environment, or players are supposed to, fight each other and kill each other. And this lends itself to the Horde versus Alliance faction war. This lends it to bits and pieces. But to me, it's a normal part of the game. It's a normal part of the game to be, to be exploring a part of the world and get fucking ganked by a character that is 40 levels higher than you, as they kill you, make you look stupid, and then leave. And then camp your body and you have a terrible experience. And I'm not saying it's a perfect experience. I'm saying it's part of the game, though. If you pick a PvP server, you're going to get that. And I don't think gamers have ever had an experience that's too much like that. That the game itself can be physically forced upon you, that another player can just kill you at any whim. And I think that's the part of the fruition of GTA Online, is that other players in public servers can interact, they can kill you, they can work with you, they can do whatever. Now, I get it, it's trolling, it makes life harder, but some of my favorite experiences from World of Warcraft have come from PvP, because I chose to play in those games. So maybe GTA Online needs to, decide, hey, let's make a PvE kind of public server and a PvP server. Cool. That's fine. You go through it and you find it. And I think Rockstar have plenty of time to fix this. This bike is not properly released yet. Might be a couple of weeks away. They can still tweak it. They can make it weaker. They can make it stronger if they really wanted to. But there's plenty of ways to choose it. There's plenty of ways to choose to fix it. Do they go to the extent of making the PvE and PvP servers? I don't think so. I don't think that's GTA. I don't think that's GTA Online at all. But this is what we get to see from its evolution, from its choices that are being made. The differences, and I think it's really interesting to see console players specifically experiencing this PvP environment in an open world section of the game, because they don't get it very often. Not compared to World of Warcraft or most MMOs. Maybe in Elder Scrolls, I can't remember, or DC Universe Online, but they weren't the massive hits that World of Warcraft is today. So it is very interesting to see. It's very interesting to experience. But I think people need to have faith in Rockstar. Rockstar have done a fantastic job. There's already people worrying about, oh, is Red Dead Redemption going to get goofy stuff like this? And I don't think so. I don't think Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to have the same online experience as GTA Online, because GTA Online has a lot broader avenues to travel down. It just does. They can make Tron bikes. They can make jet skis that turn into quad bikes. They can make all kinds of things. I think they're a bit more limited in Red Dead Redemption, and I don't think they're going to break those boundaries too much, because what would be the point of breaking those boundaries in Red Dead Redemption when you have GTA Online? There's not. There's really not. And then, finally for this show, the tidbit of the show, we're going to be talking about Zelda Breath of the Wild. Nintendo have finally come out and added the game officially to the timeline in the worst way possible, in the most cop-out way I have ever seen. It was really interesting to watch this, to read this development. So, and I was excited because, first, before we get into it, Zelda's timeline is fucked. Straight up, is so screwed, is so all over the place. It's not even worth thinking about, really. But it's split into 3 sections based on, Link being defeated by Ganondorf, Link defeating Ganondorf the first time, and then I can't remember what starts the third timeline off, but they're all fucked. And they split into where the different games kind of appear, and what happened here, and what happened here, and so I was interested to see where Breath of the Wild, because this was quite a later edition, and they've put it on this island at the end. They're saying Breath of the Wild's the end, and then you're like, wait. So if Breath of the Wild's the end, which timeline goes to it? And that's what majority of fans have asked. And the creators have come out and said, well, that's up to your imagination. And that's where you decide which one it leads to. And it's like, sorry? What do you mean it's the one? And I think so many people enjoy the Zelda timeline and enjoy how they link up, that people deserve to get that story, to know where this comes from in the Zelda world. It's the whole point of having the timeline of games, because you can just keep replaying it, right? And I don't think anybody could have cared if there was a timeline. They couldn't care if the games had linked up. They would just play Zelda if you'd never mentioned the timeline. But you've connected them all, Nintendo. You've connected them all. So you need to set this out. I understand that one of the points is, okay, but they might make a change in the future. They've made changes before to the timeline. Come on, Nintendo. Your fans are asking, they're wanting the story to be developed, so they understand. The story and previous lore of Breath of the Wild is fantastic, and I think it's better than any of the other Zeldas ever done before, with the flashback scenes, with the different characters that are popping up from the past. To see Link's journey from that point to this point, how different he is. But why? Well, I don't understand Nintendo's reasoning for the timeline. As I just said, these games could have been separate installments, where it's just like, the only factors that is that there's always a Zelda, there's always a Link, and there's always a Ganondorf. Those are the 3. There's always those 3. Of some kind, except for Ganondorf kind of comes and goes, and he's not really the bad guy. But there's always Zelda and Link, and the Triforce is always a thing. And so, we now come to this point where fans want developers to take a step up, to really get involved with the lore building, with showing people and revealing bits of information like this. But don't do it in half-assed ways. I think some ways are so fucking half-assed and terrible that you're just like, why are you doing this? Why have you made this decision, Nintendo? What was the point? Breath of the Wild has been a fantastic game over the last 12 to 18 months. It has had some great DLC done for it. The gameplay itself was revolutionary. It deserved Game of the Year last year. But if you're going to continue the story, if you're going to continue giving fans more and more information about the game, give them information. Don't just say, it's up to your imagination. Because I think that's a writer's flaw. And I hope developers don't take this as a keynote of what to do with storytelling. If you're going to tell a story like a narrative like Zelda, that isn't that choice-based, it's very linear. Not linear as in the gameplay, but linear as this is the story of this game. You're just revealing it. If you're going to do that, stick to the plan. Just keep going. It's perfectly fine. Thank you very much for joining this episode of Early Late Nights right here on twitch.tv/Explosion Network. I've been Ciaran, your host. We're here every Tuesday and Friday at 6:30 p.m. for half an hour with a whole bunch of discussion, with a whole bunch of news stories from the latest around the gaming communities. And then if you can't make it live, that's fine. Come back the following day to youtube.com/Explosion Network or all good podcasting services at 7 p.m. either on the Wednesday or the Saturday because the VOD goes up and the audio goes out and we get to hear your feedback, and it's really exciting. Please check out all of our other shows with Platinum Explosion, with What Do You Want to Watch, our seasonal shows like Tales of Thelden, Nick's Top 5, or Top 5 with Nick is the real name of that show. Join in. Give us some support on the Explosion Network. We're here to make content for you, and we love doing it. So thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you next week. Well, not next week. I'll see you Friday. Friday for another episode of Early Late Nights. Hope you have a good week. I'll see you then.